RuggaMatrix is brought to you by Strike. Check out their new fleet tracking system. It will save you hundreds of dollars a month. Go to strike.com.au. Proud sponsors of RuggaMatrix International.
Hello and welcome to Suncorp Stadium. Duro Senior host of RuggaMatrix International. As promised, I'm here with Mark Cashman and we're going to review the first test just played behind us and the crowd's still pouring out. We've got a lot of interviews to show to you in a moment, but 23-21 the Lions got up. It was a tense finish. Mark Cashman, as you join me, what a test match. You must have sold 1 billion programs.
I think we're just about sold out, Bronk. Listen, 80 minutes of action, 80 minutes of absolutely tense drama. It was a fantastic test match. Probably right up there with the World Cup final, the semi-final game in 1999 that I actually witnessed. But listen, what a great stadium, what a great test match. Bring on Melbourne, I say.
Just ran into Ben Mowen. He thought the ground was a bit sort of muddy underfoot, you know, a bit heavy for him to play on. So obviously that was difficult for the forwards. I thought the Australian forwards really accounted themselves well tonight, didn't they? And put up some big efforts at scrum time. Occasionally it fell apart, but they turned over the ball in their favour a couple of times at the scrum.
Yeah, very, very much so, Bronk. Possession stats were probably very much in favour of the Lions. I haven't looked closely at them, but listen, the forwards kept working and working and working, and they eventually got a couple of scrums, and that's where the Kurtley Beale's chance at winning the game at the end came through a fantastic scrum there. So, and what you mentioned there about the ground before was particularly significant. I don't think Kurtley had a real good foothold as he came in and had that crack to win the game, but that's the way it goes.
No, and as you would have seen, I put a couple of shots of that. I was on the sideline taking photos. That's why I'm sort of dressed like this in the track top, and Mark Cashman looking debonair up top.
You said it, mate. You said it.
All right, so the result went the way of the Lions. I did predict the Lions to win 21-18, so not too bad. What was your prediction?
Well, I thought it'd be the Lions by about between 5 and 7. So, listen, it was a real tense, tight struggle. Listen, if the Wallabies can regroup, a lot of injuries there. We'll see how they front up next weekend in Melbourne.
Yeah, walking wounded. I saw Pat McCabe, Adam Ashley Cooper looking devastated as they walked out with neck braces and all sorts of arm guards on. So we'll have to wait and see. But let's firstly go to the superstar of the game. He was the man of the match, Israel Folau. He was a must-pick for this game. He played on the wing, scored a couple of sensational tries. The first one was just to die for. Anyway, he faced the media pack in the mix zone, and this is what Izzy had to say to the waiting press.
Yeah, mate, look, tonight was a great atmosphere and something that I've never experienced before, and it was awesome, so look forward to next week.
Comparisons to Origins, is it anything like it?
But I've got to say, it's probably on another level, you know, with the fans that the Lions bring over. They're very passionate, and then there's a lot of noise throughout the game, so it's great.
Would be enough to keep you in this coat, mate?
Look, mate, the main things for me is that I'm really enjoying it, and hopefully the next few weeks we'll see how we go. I'm not sure, mate. Hopefully Beric's all right and he pulled up good, but you know, we still got Kurtley there who could play fullback. But, you know, it's up to Robbie and the coaching staff to see what they do. Yeah, I think everyone does, but like I said, it was just unfortunate. He slipped as he was going in to kick, and it's done and dusted now, so we've just got to move on to next week.
I think that George North, mate, it's going to be a big series head-to-head with you guys. Keeps panning out that way, keeps staying on the wing. Yeah, that's right. Look, he's like I said earlier in the week, he's a dangerous player, and scored a great try there tonight, so we just got to look to next week and try and limit his opportunities.
Personally, could you wish for any more in your debut? Obviously you'd like to win, but from your own great performance?
Yeah, personally, like I said, I'm very stoked and happy with the way things turned out, and now I've just got to move on and try and get the win next week.
You saw 3 guys go up on the stretch. What do you think?
Yeah, look, it's just unfortunate, you know, things like that happen in a game, and we just got to deal with the situation as it comes. So, you know, tonight that happened to us, and hopefully those guys can pull through and come on and play next week.
Yeah, Bronk, listen, that was so true what Izzy was talking about, and listen, he just gets better and better with every game of rugby he plays. What's he going to be like by the time we play the Bledisloe Cup in August?
I know, X factor to the extreme, unbelievable stuff from Izzy Folau, and I think as Robbie Deans admitted in the press conference afterwards, they didn't give him the ball enough in the second half. I mean, every time he touched the ball, he did something with it.
It's a bit like the old Jonah Lomu scenario in '95, Bronk, isn't it? Listen, you other 14 guys in the inside, get it to Izzy Folau and he'll produce some magic, and that's what he did tonight on at least 2 occasions.
Exactly, as the crowd comes in behind us. All right, let's go back down to the press conference area and hear from our next player. That's today's fly half, James O'Connor.
Absolutely gutted. The whole team is, it's a different hurt to I've sort of felt before. It's sort of like that World Cup sort of semi-final all over again. But in saying that, it's positive because we know we're right in that game. We know we could have won that. A few more little touches just went our way. A couple of recycles, if we held onto it. A few kicks at goal. Just those little things just hurt us tonight.
Did you think about taking that kick?
Yeah, I did think about taking that, I'm not going to lie, but look, Curly came on and he was playing well. You can't put that just down to him. He made a huge difference in attack and off the boot as well. He was calm and he kicked some nice ones earlier on. It was unfortunate that he just slipped there. Not putting excuses, the pitch wasn't great, but we've got to be better, and we will be better next week in Melbourne.
How did you feel he slipped on that last one?
Look, I'm gutted for him. I've been a kicker myself, and early on tonight, it wasn't the best circumstances, but half penny seemed to I guess mastered that. Yeah, it's tough. It's one of the, being a kicker, you want to be in those, you want to take those shots. Well, look, I'm gutted for Curly tonight. He really stepped up, and shouldn't have ended like that.
But what happens when you're looking at the back line? You got Monty River at centre, and you got Nick Phipps on the wing, and all that's a pretty courageous performance.
Yeah, exactly. Look, it's not ideal, and we are working on those combos already. Myself, Leofano, Berg Barnes, we've worked on that sort of a lot the past sort of 2 weeks, and to lose, Christian the first sort of tackle, and then Berg pretty early as well. It's not ideal, but you've got to roll with those punches there. And I thought Hooper stepped up massively, and Paddy McCabe played well. We lost him as well. All in all, I guess it was a pretty, as a team performance, we put ourselves right in there to that last minute, and it could have gone either way. I think that's a massive thing we can take out of it. So if we can keep a few more bodies fit, we will come back stronger in Melbourne, and we're going to take this next game in the series. I'm confident of that.
Where do you go for bodies now?
Look, we've got to obviously reassess and see who's right and who's not. There's about 4 or 5 guys in that back line who are hurting pretty bad, so hopefully we can get around them and see what comes out of tomorrow in the next few days. But I guess the big thing out of Australian rugby right now is we do have a lot of depth. There's a lot of guys that sort of can come up and fit right in. So, I don't know exactly what the back line's going to be, but look, we'll put our bodies on the line and we will sort of turn up and we'll make a big difference.
The Lions might see you as back. Are you limping into Melbourne?
I feel all right. Guys, we are gutted and there are a few sore bodies, but mate, it's a huge series and this is one we want this one in Melbourne. We're so close. We can taste that victory and we will come back bigger and stronger.
James, you feel...
So your own performance, how do you think about that?
Yeah, look, I wasn't happy off the boot. I hadn't practiced as much as I would have just with my hamstring and whatnot. But Christian was our first choice kicker, and you can't make excuses. I put my hand up, and you got to, like I said, you got to roll with those punches and come back bigger and stronger. But sort of set piece and phase and sort of my all-round game, I was pretty happy. I thought we connected quite well as a team, and we did make opportunities. And I guess earlier on we got on top of them with Izzy in the corner a few times, and just we didn't make points out of enough of them. Like I said earlier, if we had recycled a few more pills that we lost there, could have been a completely different ball game. It wouldn't have had to come down to the kicking.
Rabbit, can you give us a line on Isabel Folau and how they try?
Well, everyone said it. He can do crazy things. He's an athlete, and he proved that tonight. Any sort of situation doesn't matter. He's fit right into this team, and I'm looking forward to playing with him more next week, and hopefully getting some more ball sort of in their half and being able to exploit them more with himself and a few other boys.
Yeah, I think Bronk James would have learned from that outing there today. I don't think it was a complete performance from James O'Connor at 10. I think he probably got lost in the traffic a wee bit there, but listen, he'll be better for the run. I think he'll be a lot better in Melbourne.
One of the other guys who was really impressive today, outstanding in fact, was the Australian number 8 Wycliffe Palu.
Yeah, listen, he was he trucked it up all day. He was covering in the 70th odd minute there, and just sort of like proving a lot of the doubters wrong that he's not an 80-minute player. The Cliff I saw out there today, listen, I'd have him in my side 7 out of 7 days.
All right, well, let's hear from Wycliffe Palu.
Yeah, I think it was disappointing at the end there. I think we probably had a lot of chances there to take it, but probably in the end, they took their opportunities and we probably missed out on the field.
Did you put your hand up to go out in the centres, mate?
No, I was looking for the wing. But I think really proud of the boys. I think they're stuck in there. We didn't get off to a start that we planned for. I think with Christian, going off early, but I think the boys are really played for each other out there.
Was that forward battle as ferocious?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, man, it was one of the toughest games I've played. Just probably physicality wise, I think.
How was your knee, mate? And how were you in doubt for this game?
No, I was never in doubt. I trained the full week and knee pulled up fine. So out there it didn't really bother me. So it's good.
Have you played in a game, Cliff, where there has been that much carnage? 3 guys off on the medicap.
No, hey, I was pretty unlucky for the guys that went off, but as I said earlier, man, I'm just proud of the boys how they responded to it, and we didn't really, like the feeling out there, it didn't really faze us when guys kept going off, but it was good.
Do you think Israel will be that good this first game?
Nah, to be honest, at the start of the year, I didn't even think he'll be here, but he seems to just live for these big games, and I said it earlier, mate, he's probably built for this,
The second half, you came back at the scrum, you came back at the breakdown. How much of that is a lift going into Melbourne, not only match it with them, but dominate them in those quarters?
Yeah, it's going to be a big lift. I think the guys that came off the bench really lifted the team, and at the start of the game we talked about the intensity and not to be, overawed by it, and I think the boys, really responded well.
How do you think KB will handle the disappointment of missing those 2 kids?
Oh, mate, he will be pretty disappointed. I think, probably until tomorrow morning, and then he'll be sweet.
Cliff, there was a lot of talk before the game about you guys coming in slightly and they don't having played a game. Didn't seem that way at all. You held up fitness-wise, etc.
Yeah, I think the boys played well. And I think we knew it was going to be physical, and I think the boys mentally turned up for that. And, it was good.
Yeah, Bronk, listen, Cliffy did have a huge game, and great to see him there. And listen, he's got a few stitches in the old melon tonight, but that just talks about his work rate, doesn't it?
Yeah, he's got one hell of a shiner, and he gave me a tickle on the way past at the press conference. So he's in good humour. The Australian guys in good spirits despite that loss. One of their inspirational players and who sparked that first try with the quick thinking was Will Genia, the Australian at scrum half, and he faced the press as well.
Obviously disappointed with the result. Happy in the sense that we put ourselves in a position to win. They were the dominant scrum all test. We one big scrum at the end. We got the penalty, and we just unfortunately missed it. It'd be pretty, I guess, sore of me to say that we were the better side. They won, and all the best to them. We look forward to next week and the next 2 weeks.
There'll be a fair bit of looking wounded at what we've seen tonight. Inevitably, be new faces.
Oh yeah, look, there's a few guys injured. I mean, guys all in the same position. Really, Berwick can play 12. He's 15 tonight, but he can play 12. So Christian, Paddy, and Berwick. I think Christian should be fine based on having a chat to him after the game. But yeah, look, if guys have to be called in, guys will be called in. But I think we've got good depth in the squad as it is. So we'll just see how we cope.
Did you see opportunities for the Wallabies tonight?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I think we managed to make line breaks. We managed to create opportunities. We managed to find space. I think, we probably were just guilty of, not maintaining possession when we made those breaks, when we made, when we found space. I think if we can hold on to the ball, we showed that we came away with points every single time if we didn't knock it on. We came away with penalties, we came away with tries. So, yeah, look, there's plenty of opportunities for us there, and I think we just need to capitalise on territory.
We spoke to Robbie earlier about the courageousness of the performance out there. Have you been associated with anything better than that?
I think I was really impressed with the way we coped with the injuries, so much so that I didn't even notice much of a change. Paddy just slipped straight in. Berwick went off. And when Paddy had to go off, Michael slipped straight in 12, and we have a good trust and good faith in the guys around us. And to be honest, I didn't notice any difference. I think Hoops did an outstanding job at 12.
both the tries.
Oh, mate, he's an absolute freak. Yeah, we talked him up all week, and you know, he just came out and proved it. He's a big game player, and he's used to playing on the big stage, and he delivered. You know, he was outstanding for us tonight.
You got a bit of a bond going with you, mate. I saw it after the match. You talked about rugby, you had to almost go a step ladder to get up there.
Yeah, it's like speaking of James Hall, like a second role. But no, he's a great guy to play with. You know, he'll find space. He'll break the line. I think when you saw him carry, he carried about 4 blokes on him at one stage, and you know, made about 10 metres. So yeah, we're just lucky that he's on our side.
What did you say to Kurt after the kick? How is he now?
He's really good. I said to him, mate, I don't want to see you upset. I don't want to see you frown. Mate, you were outstanding when you came on the field. You kicked a couple of big kicks for us leading up to that kick. And he made an impact. You know, he made a 60-metre bust. He was getting in the first receiver, organising the game, calling. I just hope that he isn't upset about missing one kick, because I think he was exceptional for us.
Well, there's a massive build-up to this game now. You played in it. Where's it sit as far as your experiences?
I loved it. It was one of the best games I've ever played. I mean, yeah, people talk so much about comparing it to a World Cup. I think just the atmosphere out there when when we sang the national anthem, hearing the fans singing along with us and hearing the roar, hearing the Lions chant, I'll never forget it. It was an unbelievable atmosphere, and so happy and so blessed to be a part of it.
Well, that first try, it's a quick tap. Is that sort of something you wanted to do early in the game to play so?
Just play what's in front. Just saw an opportunity, took a quick tap, and was lucky enough to find space, and put it on my foot, and lucky I didn't knock it on.
Yeah, Bronk, interesting what Will was saying there about opportunities, and I think he did see quite a few there. I think the Wallabies, although they're absolutely gutted with the way the result went, I think they can see opportunities there. So that augurs well for the Melbourne Test.
It certainly does. So we head to Melbourne now, and so does RuggaMatrix. I'll be on the road over the next couple of days, and we'll be previewing the Test match in Melbourne. It's going to be tremendous. Under the roof at Etihad Stadium. I remember the last game there in 2001. I was lucky enough to be part of the management team, and we won that test on the back of 2 great Joe Roth tries.
I think one of the highlights of that, Brock, was I was watching it on the television and I saw you smash 8 salad sandwiches there during half time.
Yeah, well, it was probably 9 or 10, but yes, you can't get away with anything.
That's right. No, but listen, the stage is set. Melbourne, it's going to be an absolutely fantastic occasion down there, as all these tests are.
All right, so just wrapping up, we haven't talked about the Lions. What about their performance?
Oh, listen, quite clinical at times. George North, an absolute freak of an athlete, a bit like Izzy Folau. Their scrum worked very well, particularly in those early parts of it. But listen, as Will said, there's opportunities there.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought they did really well in midfield, actually, because Jamie Roberts was a big loss for them and they still won.
Yeah, absolutely. Jonathan Davis did very well. Brian O'Driscoll did well. Jonathan Sexton did very well too. He varied his game up, and he came up and made a lot of ground in broken field play coming back from fullback. So quite a complete performance. A lot of the mail from the UK guys is that they'll be better for the run, and they'll be even better next week. So I don't know what that means for the Wallabies, but we'll just have to wait and see.
Well, I have to overcome their injuries, and that's the big thing now, so it'll be interesting what Robbie Deans will do. In fact, it was probably a good idea. They had about 31 to 36 to 40 people in camp, and it happened from the very start with Christian Lealiofano going down.
Yeah, quite unfortunate, really. 55 seconds into his test debut, and he's off on the Medicab. So probably not what a game that he'd like to remember too much. But listen, he'll front up, and a bit of mail around that he might even be back next week. Let's hope so.
Let's hope so, and congratulations to you if you were in the crowd tonight. I was lucky enough to snap one of the guys who caught the ball from a kick, and I'm going to be emailing that shot off to him and have a chat to him. But the crowd was in great spirits, and I actually like the fact that they broke up the pockets of red and gold, and it gave the stadium a bit more of a buoyant feel.
Oh, and one of the great things about the British Lions supporters, Bronk, is they buy programs. So keep it up. Buy programs.
All right, Casho, retirement plans in place. That is it for RuggaMatrix episode on the road. I can't remember which number we're up to, Cash Cow, but it's pretty high.
Absolutely, Bronk. This is great to be on the road with you, mate.
All right, there he is, Mark Cashman. He'll be joining us next week in Melbourne when we bring you all the follow-up to the second test, Australia versus the British and Irish Lions. Can't wait for it. Until then, we'll see you on the road.